Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. You know that feeling you get when you walk into a well-organized space? Everything just feels right, doesn't it? That's the power of good design. It's not just about pretty things, it's about creating a home that functions smoothly and feels good to be in. Want a home that feels organized and flows naturally? The secret is zoning. Here's how to create well-defined, functional spaces that make your home a pleasure to live in. First things first, we need to map out how we actually use our space. Think of it like this. Every room has a purpose, right? Just like in a good farmhouse kitchen, there's a spot for everything. We want to make sure each area of your home has a clear function so it can work as hard as you do. Start by grabbing a notepad and walking through your home. What are the main activities that happen in each room? Are you curling up with a good book in the living room? Does your dining table double as a home office? Let's say your living room is also your home office. Instead of letting your work stuff sprawl across the coffee table, designate a corner as your dedicated workspace. Maybe add a small desk, a comfy chair, and a little shelving. Voila! You've just created a zone. Even in a smaller space, you can carve out dedicated areas for different activities. Think about what's important to you. Maybe you need a quiet corner for reading, a designated play area for the kids, or a cozy spot for your morning coffee. Once you have a good understanding of how you use each space, you can start thinking about how to best divide them into zones. Okay, now that we know what we're doing in each space, let's talk about how to actually define those zones. And you know what's a designer's secret weapon? Furniture! Believe it or not, you don't need walls to create separation and flow. Think of your furniture pieces like puzzle pieces. You can arrange and rearrange them to create invisible boundaries that define each zone. Let's take that living room, home office example again. You could use a bookshelf to separate your workspace from the main living area. Not only does this create a visual divide, but it also adds extra storage and a little personality. A large area rug is another great way to define a zone, especially in open concept spaces. It creates a visual anchor for the furniture and signals that this is a distinct area. Even something as simple as a console table can work wonders. Place it behind the sofa to define the back of your living area and create a sense of separation from the dining space. The key is to choose furniture that not only serves its practical purpose, but also helps define the flow and function of the room. Now let's talk about something super important, peace and quiet. Because let's be honest, a home that's all function and no chill just wouldn't feel right, would it? When you're thinking about your zones, consider the noise level of each activity. We want to create spaces where we can relax and recharge, and that means minimizing distractions and interruptions. Think about it like this. You wouldn't put a home office right next to a playroom, would you? The energy just wouldn't mix well. So, try to keep your quieter zones, like bedrooms and reading nooks, away from the hustle and bustle of the kitchen or living room. If you can, position them on opposite sides of the house or on different floors. Rugs and carpets can help absorb sound and create a more peaceful atmosphere in bedrooms and living areas. And speaking of peace and quiet, let's not forget about windows. If you have a street-facing room that you want to be a haven of tranquility, consider adding some blackout curtains or blinds to block out noise and light. By thoughtfully considering noise levels and privacy needs when zoning your space, you'll create a home that truly nourishes your soul. Y'all know I'm a big believer in the power of natural light. It just makes a space feel so much more open, airy, and inviting. But when it comes to zoning, artificial light plays a crucial role too. It's like adding another layer of definition and personality to your spaces. Think of lighting as a way to enhance the mood and function of each zone. For areas where you need a lot of focus, like kitchens, home offices, or reading nooks, opt for bright, task-oriented lighting. Pendant lights over kitchen islands, desk lamps in workspaces, and adjustable sconces by reading chairs are all great options. In living areas and dining rooms, where you're more likely to be entertaining or relaxing, go for softer, more ambient lighting. Think chandeliers with dimmers, table lamps with warm-toned bulbs, and even string lights for a touch of whimsy. Accent lighting adds depth and dimension to your spaces, making them feel more dynamic and visually interesting. Experiment with different bulbs to see what creates the right mood for each zone in your home. Okay, we've talked about defining our zones, but we don't want our homes to feel choppy or disconnected, right? We want a sense of flow, a natural movement from one space to the next. Think about it like a winding path through a beautiful garden. You don't want to be met with dead ends or abrupt transitions. Instead, you want the path to lead you effortlessly from one delightful area to another. The same principle applies to our homes. We want to create clear pathways between zones so that moving from one space to another feels natural and intuitive. Avoid blocking pathways with furniture or creating narrow, cramped hallways. If you're working with an open floor plan, you can use rugs, furniture arrangements, and even changes in flooring material to guide the flow of traffic. Another way to create flow is to use color and texture cohesively throughout your home. Remember, creating flow is all about making your home feel like a cohesive and harmonious whole. So, there you have it. The secrets to zoning your home for maximum functionality and flow. I hope these tips have inspired you to take a fresh look at your own space and see the possibilities. Remember, good design is all about creating a home that reflects your personality and meets your needs. With these tips, you'll create a space that's organized and easy to live in. Like and subscribe for more home design inspiration.